This is the ultimate guide for buried. Let's go. Power. The power switch is located on the top floor of the candy store. Arthur. Arthur is locked in the jailhouse. Grab the key next to his cell to unlock it and give him the booze inside to break him out. If Arthur is shot multiple times, he will lock himself back in this cell. The key will instantly respawn in one of 4 locations. They are next to his cell, behind the bank counter, upstairs in the saloon, and in the courthouse. At the beginning of each round, a free bottle of booze will appear in one of 4 locations. It can be in Arthur's cell, on the corner of the bar in the saloon, and on 2 different tables in the saloon. You can also buy an extra bottle of booze from the bar in the saloon for 1,000 points. Giving Arthur booze will induce him to charge forward and destroy debris. There are 7 piles of debris Arthur can destroy. They are the entrance to the jailhouse, between the jailhouse and the sheriff's house, the entrance to the gunsmith, between the gunsmith and the barn, between the general store and the candy store, the entrance to the church, and the entrance to the mansion. You can also give Arthur booze near the fountain outside the mansion and he will destroy it. You can then explode the fountain in the middle of the maze, revealing a portal that takes you to the surface. At the beginning of each round, a free bowl of candy will appear in the candy store. It can be in the front window, in the middle of the store, and by the back door. You can also buy an extra bowl of candy from the counter in the candy store for 1,000 points. Giving Arthur candy will induce him to rage and kill zombies around him. Give Arthur candy near a crawler and he will carry it around until you kill it. Give Arthur candy near a power-up and he will change it into a different power-up. Give Arthur candy near the chalk drawings in the gunsmith and he will grab as many as he can access and draw them randomly. Give Arthur candy near an inactive box location, and as long as the current box location is accessible, Arthur will seek it out and take it to the inactive location. Give Arthur candy near the current box location and he will slam it, keeping it in that location for longer. Give Arthur candy near the box after spinning it, and Arthur will respin the box for no cost. Give Arthur candy near an empty buildable table and he will seek out the parts for it and build a random buildable. Give Arthur candy near an unfinished buildable and he will seek out the rest of the parts and finish it. Give Arthur candy near a Subsurface Resonator, and if the turbine is built, he will retrieve it and place it next to the Subsurface Resonator to power it. Pack-a-Punch. The Pack-a-Punch machine can be accessed by breaking the barrier to the mansion and fighting your way outside the back entrance. The maze has 6 configurations that will rotate randomly when you are not in the maze area. Once you exit the maze, the Pack-a-Punch machine will be located down the spiral staircase in the gazebo. Buildable Tables. There are 4 different buildable tables around the map. They are on the top floor of the sheriff's house, in the saloon, in the courthouse, and in the church. Turbine. There are 3 parts needed to build the turbine, all in the general store. The fan is on a shelf upstairs, the mannequin is in the back room, and the rudder is on a shelf along the wall. Take all 3 parts to any buildable table on the map and you have successfully built the turbine. Trample Steam. There are 4 parts needed to build the Trample Steam, all in the general store. The bellows are on a desk upstairs, the mesh is leaning on the stair banister, the flag is in a barrel under the stairs, and the motor is on a shelf in the middle of the room. Take all 4 parts to any buildable table on the map and you have successfully built the Trample Steam. Subsurface Resonator. There are 4 parts needed to build the Subsurface Resonator, all in the general store. The wheel is on the front counter, the frame is on the back wall, the stand is in the hallway by the back door, and the motor is at the top of the stairs. Take all 4 parts to any buildable table on the map and you have successfully built the Subsurface Resonator. Head Chopper. There are 4 parts needed to build the head chopper, all in the general store. The crank is on a shelf in the middle of the room, the gear is on the front counter, the blade is in a barrel behind the counter, and the frame is in the back room. Take all 4 parts to any buildable table on the map and you have successfully built the head chopper. Chalk drawings. There are 6 chalk drawings around the map. The Remington is in the mines, and the other 5 are on the wall in the gunsmith. There are 6 locations to draw the wall buys. They are in the mines, outside the jailhouse, at the top of the stairs to the sheriff's house, on the top balcony of the saloon, upstairs in the courthouse, and upstairs in the church. Each drawing will reward you with 1,000 points. NAVCard Table. The NAVCard Table is needed to complete either side of the main quest Easter egg. There are 4 parts needed to build the NAVCard Table. The meteorite is on the surface of the mines. You can teleport there by giving Arthur booze to destroy the fountain outside the mansion, exploding the fountain in the middle of the maze, and jumping through the portal underneath. The board, radio, and power box are all between the barn and the gunsmith. Take all 4 parts to the surface and you have successfully built the NAVCard Table. Main quest Easter egg, Maxis side. There are 4 parts needed to build the gallows. The bulb is on the top floor of the jailhouse. The antenna is hanging up in the barn. The wire spool is in the gunsmith. And the battery is behind the podium in the church. Take all 4 parts to the frame outside the courthouse and you have successfully built the gallows. Gather the parts for and build both the turbine and the subsurface resonator. There are 4 orbs around the map to destroy. They are in the mines, outside the saloon, between the courthouse and the church, and outside the back of the mansion. Place the subsurface resonator facing the orb and place the turbine next to it to power it and destroy each orb. Once all 4 orbs are destroyed, a lantern will appear floating around the town. Throw a grenade at it to drop it to the ground so it can be picked up. Give Arthur candy so he kills zombies around him. Get 10 kills with Arthur to charge the lantern. After the final kill, you'll get a quote from Maxis and a lantern symbol will appear on the gunsmith roof. Build the lantern onto it and 3 names will appear on the wall written in the Rosicrucian cipher. They can be one of 5 names. These names correspond to signs in the mines with the same names. Obtain the time bomb from the mystery box and buy either the Bowie knife in the saloon or the galvanuckles after drawing the chalk onto the wall. Place the time bomb down, then decipher the 3 names off the wall and melee the corresponding signs. After the 3rd melee, a wisp will appear and move towards the gallows. It will fade away over time but can be recharged if the wisp passes through zombies. Once a wisp reaches the gallows, detonate the time bomb, melee the 3 signs again, and follow the wisp to the gallows once more. After both bulbs are activated by wisps, head through the mansion and pull the lever on the light board near the back entrance. One of the bulbs will glow yellow. You need to ring the corresponding bell around the map in quick succession. Once a bell is rung, the bulb will turn green and the next bulb will activate. The order is random every game. The first column corresponds to a set of bells in the candy store. The second column corresponds to a set of bells in the barn. And the third column corresponds to a set of bells in the courtroom. After the final bell is rung, head back to the mansion entrance for the sharpshooter step. I recommend buying both Speed Cola and the PDW 57 after drawing the chalk onto the wall. Give Arthur candy near a crawler and he will carry it around to help complete this step easily. There are 4 areas that the targets will spawn in. Assign a player to each location and activate the step by making a wish in the fountain outside the candy store. If all targets are hit, you'll get a completion quote indicating you have successfully completed the Maxis side of the main quest Easter egg. Once completed, the buried icon in the menu map will glow orange. Main quest Easter egg, Richtofen side. If you're playing solo, I recommend playing as Stillinger as he's the only one who can hear Richtofen's quotes. There are 4 parts needed to build the guillotine. The crystal is in the mines. The antenna is hanging up in the barn. The wire spool is in the gunsmith. And the dish is on the top balcony of the saloon. Take all 4 parts to the frame outside the saloon and you have successfully built the guillotine. Obtain the paralyzer from the mystery box. There are 4 orbs around the map to charge with the paralyzer. They are in the mines, outside the saloon, between the courthouse and the church, and outside the back of the mansion. Once all 4 orbs are charged, a lantern will appear floating around the town. Throw a grenade at it to drop it to the ground so it can be picked up. Enter the mansion so the ghosts spawn and get 10 kills to charge the lantern. After the final kill, you'll get a quote from Richtofen and a lantern symbol will appear on the gunsmith roof. Build the lantern onto it and 3 names will appear on the wall written in the Rosicrucian cipher. They can be one of 5 names. These names correspond to signs in the mines with the same names. Buy Vulturade and buy either the Bowie knife in the saloon or the Galvanuckles after drawing the chalk onto the wall. Decipher the 3 names off the wall and melee the corresponding signs. After the 3rd melee, a wisp will appear and teleport around the map. The wisp is visible through the walls due to Vulturade. Run over to the wisp before it disappears to make it teleport again. Follow it around a few times and the wisp will teleport for the final time to the guillotine. When the wisp teleports to the guillotine, run into it to complete the step. The wisp will now attach itself to nearby zombies. Kill 5 zombies that the wisp has attached to. After the final kill, obtain the time bomb from the mystery box and throw it onto the guillotine. Detonate it and you will travel to round infinity. The Victus crew's bodies will be scattered around the map. You have a limited time to find which one will be holding a switch for the guillotine. Once you find the switch and travel back from round infinity, build the switch onto the guillotine. 4 switches will appear on the gates in the maze. You need to flip them in a specific order, which is random every game. If you get the configuration with only 3 gates, the 4th will be on the wall in the middle of the maze. Assign a player to each color. If a switch sparks after a combination is inputted, its place in the order is correct. For example, if you input yellow, blue, green, red, and both blue and red spark, yellow and green are incorrect, so swap them in the order to put them in the correct placement. After inputting the correct combination, you'll get a quote from Richtofen and you can head back to the mansion entrance for the sharpshooter step. I recommend buying both Speed Cola and the PDW-57 after drawing the chalk onto the wall. Give Arthur candy near a crawler and he will carry it around to help complete this step easily. There are 4 areas that the targets will spawn in. Assign a player to each location and activate the step by making a wish in the fountain outside the candy store. If all targets are hit, you'll get a completion quote indicating you have successfully completed the Richtofen side of the main quest Easter egg. Once completed, the buried icon on the menu map will glow blue. NAVCard. The NAVCard is not required to complete either side of the main quest Easter egg, but is required to complete the super Easter egg that connects all 3 Victus maps. Load up a game of Die Rise. The NAVCard will be sitting on a display in the clothing store. You can then go back to Buried, teleport above ground, and insert it into the NAVCard table. If either side of the main quest Easter egg has been completed, the map icon will now glow with lightning bolts. Super Easter egg. Inside the back room of the courthouse is a box with a grid of lights. The columns correspond to each of the 3 Victus maps. The rows correspond to each player in your game. The lights on the face of the box glow orange for the Maxis side and blue for the Richtofen side of each main quest. After each player in your game completes either side of all 3 Victus maps, the box will open to reveal a button. Completing the Maxis side of all 3 Victus maps and pressing the button will play out an ending in which Maxis controls the ether, banishes Richtofen into the zombies, and destroys the earth. Completing the Richtofen side of all 3 Victus maps and pressing the button will play out an ending in which Richtofen controls the ether, destroys the souls of Maxis and Samantha, and shares the same body as Stillinger. Free perk. Upon entering the mansion, an endless spawn of ghosts will chase you and try to steal your points. Once you exit the mansion, the ghost will stop spawning. Kill the remaining ghosts and the final one will drop a free perk. You can get 2 free perks if you place a time bomb before killing the last ghost and activating it after killing the last ghost. 10 point perk. Obtain the ballistic knife from the mystery box. Head to the saloon and shoot the bullseye on the target on the wall from behind the chalk line on the floor. You will receive 100 points and the piano will start playing. Then head through the mansion, outside, and through the other side of the mansion. A ghost will be playing the piano at the end of the hallway. Put 10 points into the tip box to receive a perk. Song Easter egg. There are 3 teddy bears around the map to interact with. The first is in the mines, the second is in a barrel in the candy store, and the third is near Double Tap in the mansion. Interacting with all 3 will play Always Running by Kevin Sherwood and Maluka. The bank. The bank can be used to store points for future games. The left side deposits, the right side withdraws. The fridge. The fridge is located in the general store and can be used to store weapons for future games. And that's everything you can do on Buried. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found it helpful.